Mzansi, if there's one thing that can wake South Africans up faster than a load-shedding alert, it's the word tender. Because the moment we hear tender, we don't think development, we think connections, corruption, insiders, and comrades eating first. Now imagine this, Adv Chaskalson puts Gareth Mnisi on the spot with one brutal question. Did Julius Malema send you a list of companies for tender? Hi Bo. That's not a small question. That's the kind of question that can shake boardrooms, party offices, and public trust all at once. Today we're breaking down what happened, what it means politically, who might be sweating behind the scenes, and why ordinary South Africans should care. Because when tenders become political currency, it's always the public that pays. What happened in the video? In the video, Adv Chaskalson confronts Gareth Mnisi with a direct and loaded question about whether Julius Malema sent him a list of companies linked to tenders. And let's be honest, that's not random small talk. That question suggests influence. It suggests access. It suggests the possibility that political relationships may have intersected with public contracts. Now whether the answer is yes, no, or complicated, the damage is already in the public mind. Because once people hear politician, list, and tendered in the same sentence, trust takes another hit. That's where the real fire starts. Why this question hits so hard? South Africans have trauma when it comes to tenders. We've seen too much. From PPE scandals to municipal contracts, from ghost companies to inflated prices, from broken roads to unfinished housing projects, citizens know how this movie goes. Money meant for service delivery often disappears into networks of influence. So when a senior advocate asks if a major political figure sent a tender list, people don't hear theory. They hear a familiar pattern. And that pattern has cost the country billions. The political meaning behind it. Let's talk straight. This is bigger than one name or one question. The political meaning is about how power works in South Africa. Formal power is what we see, parties, parliament, speeches, manifestos. Informal power is what happens behind the curtain, phone calls, introductions, recommendations, gatekeeping, and access. And many South Africans believe informal power often matters more than policy. That's why this question is explosive. If political influence can shape who gets opportunities, then democracy starts looking like a closed club. And ordinary people are left outside the gate. The Malema factor. Now whether you support Julius Malema or not, one thing is true. He is one of the most influential and controversial figures in South African politics. He moves headlines. He controls narratives. He energizes supporters. He angers opponents. So when his name enters a tender conversation, it instantly becomes national news. Because people know he is not politically small. Any allegation, suggestion, or implication involving him carries weight. And that's why this moment matters. Contradictions Mzansi can see clearly. Here's what frustrates people. Politicians speak about economic freedom. They speak about helping the poor. They speak about ending inequality. But then the same political environment is constantly linked to tenders, insiders, and patronage networks. How do you preach justice while people suspect favoritism? How do you talk revolution while connected people get first access? How do you promise jobs while contracts circulate among the usual circles? That contradiction is exactly why public trust keeps collapsing. Who really loses? Not politicians. Not consultants. The people who lose are ordinary South Africans. The graduate with no job. The township entrepreneur with no connections. The community waiting for a clinic. The residents driving on damaged roads. The family living near sewage leaks. The patient sitting in a broken hospital. Because when contracts are influenced by politics instead of competence, the result is poor service, wasted money, and delayed progress. This is not abstract. It hits daily life. The bigger South African problem. Let's be honest, this issue cuts across parties and across years. Tender politics didn't start yesterday. It has become one of the country's deepest diseases. Why? Because public procurement controls huge money. Where there is huge money and weak ethics, vultures gather. And until procurement is transparent, professional, and insulated from political influence, the cycle continues. Power plays behind the scenes. Whenever moments like this go public, many people get nervous. Why? Because one question can open 10 more questions. Who spoke to who? Who introduced who? Who benefited? Who signed off? Who knew? Who stayed quiet? That's how pressure spreads. A single courtroom exchange can create panic far beyond the room. Because politics is really about only one person. It's about networks. What supporters will say. Let's be fair. Supporters of Malema will likely say this is political targeting. They'll argue powerful people are scared of his influence and want to damage his image. They'll say allegations are not proof. And they are right about one thing. Questions are not convictions. Facts matter. Evidence matters. Due process matters. No one should be judged by headlines alone. That principle must apply to everyone. What critics will say. Critics will say this confirms what many suspected, that politics and tenders are too close for comfort. They'll argue leaders must be held to a higher standard. They'll say even the appearance of influence is dangerous. And they also have a point. Because public trust depends not only on legality, but credibility. Sometimes what looks improper. Full transparency. Clear evidence. Honest answers, independent processes. No political spin. No selective outrage. No protection for connected people. If nothing improper happened, let facts show it. Real talk from Mzansi. People are tired of being treated like spectators while elites play games. Citizens are paying tax. Citizens are surviving high prices. Citizens are dealing with crime. Citizens are carrying the economy on their backs. So when public opportunities appear reserved for insiders, anger is justified. They hate unfairness. That's the difference. Final reality check. This moment is not just about Gareth Mnisi. It's not just about Adv Chaskalson. It's not just about Julius Malema. It's about whether South Africa can build a system where opportunity is earned, not arranged. Where contracts go to competence, not connections. Where politics serves the people, not networks. That's the real case on trial. What do you think, Mzansi? Was this just a tough legal question, or a glimpse into how power really works? Should politicians be completely separated from tender processes? Do you trust the system to expose the truth? Drop your views in the comments, no fence sitting. And if you want bold, fearless breakdowns of South African politics, hit like, share, and subscribe. Let's build a community that asks hard questions and refuses soft answers.